Hey, Mookie and Yeager, we're back, motherfucker. Jamie Alcott, sorry, says he's thinking about getting Barrett's Rec 7 Generation 2. It would be his first piston AR-15. I know it's a very expensive investment. I know he likes the Gen 1 version. Has he tried Gen 2? Is there any special cleaner or grease? Oh man, jeez.
What was the first sentence? What kind of gun?
Rec 7 Gen 2 Barrett.
Oh, should I get one?
Yeah.
I don't know. I have the first Rec 7 that came off the assembly line, and it still runs great.
Dougie of Springboro, Ohio. What's wrong with America? Ben, that's me. Although I know James' answer to this, it's one of the most profound answers to this question that I've ever heard. Bad parenting. That's what's going on in America. Bad parenting.
Do you want to know what I said?
What?
The hyphen.
Talk to me.
The hyphen is destroying this country. If there is a hyphen in your nationality, then you're not a fucking American.
All right.
Well, one of the phases of the destruction of a country, a society, we can talk about Romans and Greeks, we can talk about all of them, is everybody quits helping the mass. They start taking out for themselves. They want to be special. And the hyphen is a sign of that decay.
Paul Kennard. How does he do range safety and how many problems does he encounter?
How do I do it?
Yeah.
There are 4 safety rules.
Yeah.
Keep your finger off the trigger till your sights from the target. Made decision to shoot. Never let the muzzle cross anything. Not when destroyed. Treat all guns as if they're always loaded. Be sure if your target was beyond it. That's it.
Jason Cantner. Who can handle their whiskey better? He carried it all the way from the car. He bought it and carried it from the car. I just drink it.
I don't drink it all.
True story. James.
He's drinking it right now.
Right here.
I don't know if I've ever been interviewed by anybody that had a cup of straight fucking whisk bourbon in their fucking
It's
hand.
been a long day.
Drinking out of a plastic cup. It's fucking 9 o'clock in the morning, man.
Well, it was a long night. Garrett Matson. What training class outside of firearms training did you learn or refine a skill set that you feel is useful? Wrestling practice right here.
Yeah.
It's a form of combat.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't understand the question.
I think he's asking, like, aside from gun training, did you go out and do something that was useful, that you found useful? Because I think the...
Okay. So I wanted to start doing, like, Olympic-style weightlifting. But I have a friend who kept getting fucking hurt a lot doing really heavy lifts. And I didn't want to get hurt because I'm working out so I can be better, not so I can be worse. And so I went and paid a guy to teach me, and that dude's name was Mark Ripito in his Olympic weightlifting class. And it was funny because taking a class from Ripito would be a lot like taking a weightlifting class from me. Like I would hear the questions the students were asking, and the guy would say something like, and I'm making this up, "Hey, Rip, I'm squatting 500 and I want to squat 550. What should I do?" And he'd go, "Get stronger. Next question."
He has like Ripitoisms, little quotes.
Yeah, he's good.
They're pretty good.
Strong people are harder to kill and generally more useful.
Ben Eggers. Is he still working on his back piece? Why are people so worried about what's up with this tattoo?
There's a lot of guys that ride motorcycles and a lot of guys that are into tattoos that are gun guys, and so it comes up pretty frequently. But I got some big plans for the tattoo, and we'll get to that when we get to it.
Chad Cagle did this over Christmas.
Well, Chad's the one that's going to do everything else on me.
Keith Repass. No question mark, just the word. Religion.
Yeah, I don't know what that means. I'm an agnostic mercenary for Jesus Christ.
Religion, I'm a person of faith. I'm a Christian, but I'm not religious.
I have felt God's touch. There is a God, but I don't believe in the Bible. I don't believe it has anything to do with God.
Nate Wenrick. What is the most common thing people do to their firearm that you dislike or think is stupid?
Putting a slip-on grip on it is a thing I think is terrible, and then people that get their grips stippled. If you actually take classes instead of buying shit, you actually learn that you don't need your grip stippled if you know how to actually grip the gun correctly.
Speaking of grips, people, the gun doesn't feel good in my hand. How do you feel about people saying that?
It's usually, Glocks don't fit my hand.
Yeah.
And there's a video online of a cute little girl who's become a beautiful woman.
Model.
That 11-year-old Mackenzie taking a fighting pistol class, shooting a Glock 19. So every time some guy goes, "God, it doesn't fit my hand," well, I said, well, maybe if you had the hands of an 11-year-old girl, it would work just fine for you.
She was raised to not use excuses. She's got good parents. She's a famous model now. Ezekiel Kissinger. Ask him what his first pistol he carried every day was. Who is that?
P85 Mark II Ruger.
A revolver?
No, it's just a big old fucking pistol. It works. It works. Still, I still have it. It still works.
John Kelly Butler. When and how did the Glock 19 be your go-to gun?
Well, I went from the Ruger P85 to the Glock 23 to the Glock 19 in a span from 18 to 21 years old. So in 3 years I made those jumps, and I've been with the 19 since 92.
Aaron Purtle wants to know where we are doing this interview. What's this? Sunset Casino?
Sunset Casino in Henderson, Nevada.
This
This is just after SHOTSHOW 2015, and you can tell I'm fucking like, ugh.
exhausted. Zip Beardman wants to know if Bus 19 is leaving the station going 34 miles an hour and Bus 17 leaves at the same time at 25 miles an hour. Why do 1911 suck? That's pretty good. Andrew Browning, what's your biggest accomplishment and your biggest failure in adult life?
Biggest accomplishment, absolutely raising two well-adjusted young ladies that have become wonderful mothers. Biggest accomplishment for sure. My biggest failure, there have been times in my life when I let my friends down, and that's it.
Nick Asquith, other than firearms, tactical, and prepping, what other things interest you besides motorcycles and grandkids? Is there anything else?
I guess you could say that I'm a cinephile.
Movies.
I'm a movie guy.
Anyone who's deployed is a cinephile.
Oh, I know when I'm in a class, when we're doing a class, and I just use some fucking obscure movie reference.
Right.
It's either a cinephile and or a soldier.
Right. Someone who stood in line for an hour to get
a burger.
Desperado for the 20th time.
From the Haji movie stand.
Steve Boney wants to know what genre of music are the presets in your truck currently on.
Well, I'm listening to satellite, so I listen to pop. I listen to Venus on Sirius. I listen to Lithium. I listen to the Hairband station. I listen to Octane, the heavy metal station. The comedy station is on my presets, and then a bunch of talk radio stuff.
John Clapp wants to know if you'll ever try the tactical response pistols from Springfield.
We mean try them.
Ask James who his personal heroes are and how they influenced his choices.
Choices on what? Personal heroes. I mean, we all have people we look up to. They might be people that we've actually met before, people we've read about in books or something like that. But like at SHOTSHOW, walking past a guy, I didn't want to bother him. That it's a fucking Medal of Honor winner. Like, how cool is that?
Mm-hmm.
So like every motherfucker that's ever won a Medal of Honor, he's my hero. Just it's stuff like that. Like just real motherfuckers, man.
Dui Min An, I believe this is a Vietnamese feller. Sure looks it. He's got serious questions. Does he share his cookie dough with Chris Costa?
I don't do cookie dough. I think that's Costa, I think.
Every Asian thinks that we all look up to Costa. What kind of knife do you carry daily? Same question for Mookie.
Right now, I have a Ratworks in my pocket, and I alternate between this and an Emerson Commander. If I'm in a state that lets me carry switchblades, I carry the switchblade.
James gave me a Spyderco. I think it's an Enduro, but it was all metal. But Kane Tierney at Emerson Knives is giving me I can't remember the name, but it's real badass, and I'll probably have it for the rest of my life. How was SHOTSHOW? It was awesome. Any opinions on low-profile plate carriers versus chest rigs?
I don't know what that question is.
So, because simple wasn't simple enough, they want to put Molly on the plate carrier. So maybe there's a time where you don't mind getting shot with the bullet and you just wear the chest rig. If you have access to plates, wear plates.
Yeah.
And your rig.
Yeah. Oh, and no, they don't get any easier. People ask me that. They'll be like in day 3 of a contractor class. Hey, is these plates gonna get any easier? I go, oh no, they won't ever be as good as they are now.
For my next all-purpose build, should I go with a 16 or 18 Noveski, or just be realistic bargain build?
Let me answer.
Go ahead.
Take a fucking class.
Buy some goddamn ammo. I mean, Noveski's great, barrels are great. Make sure you're buying, for every gun you're buying 10,000 rounds of ammo.
No, here's the deal. If you have more guns than you have training certificates, you're wrong.
So a dude on my fan page today, I talked about that I didn't have a knife, and I didn't have one for a couple of years ago. And he goes, how could you leave your house like that, blah, blah, blah. So I don't attack him. I'm chit-chatting with him, and he admits that he has a Swiss Army knife. Not the best fighting knife, but that's okay. Then he admits that he doesn't work out and he never trained with it. He wasn't actually armed. He had the illusion of being armed.
Oh, right.
Dudes go out, they go to the gun store and buy the nickel, the sexy little gun, they put it in the shelf, and they think they've got the home defense thing lit. But the man is the weak part of the chain. It's also the hardest to fix.
Yeah.
OSS suppressor or Surefire SOCOM?
Neither. Next.
Who do you recommend?
I mean, there's a bunch of good stuff. Really hard to go wrong with advanced armament. Now, let me tell you what I think. Suppressors in general, they're all the same. They all quiet shit down. What's different about them? What's different about them is how you get them on and off the gun. And AACs, that little ratchet little spin system they got is the best. Like if you shoot a suppressor that's got like the lug where you push it in and spring load it and turn it and let it go, like you shoot that thing, it gets full of carbon, and you literally have to beat those fucking things off with a mallet.
This is a good question. Eric Kivy says, James, why must haters hate? Also, when they do hate, can I run my balls across their lips? By all means.
They hate us because they ain't us.
I heard a good quote the other day. People will start minding other people's business when their business isn't worth minding. Mike Mitoff wants to know when you're going to sleeve your other arm.
Soon. And I don't have a sleeve now. I just have a bunch of tattoos on my arm. That's not a sleeve.
Jimmy Diaz, would he give group discount rates for a bunch of people who sign up to... Can I answer that?
Yeah.
All right. We just had this conversation. I swear I didn't read this. Or maybe I did and it was subconscious, but I didn't. No, I was talking to a gym full of Rifle Dynamics. He was talking about somebody wanted a discount. Rifle Dynamics, James Yeager. These dudes are small businesses. Everything's on their back. Payroll, working all these hours. And you're going to ask him for a discount. Meanwhile, in your lifetime, you bought 3 pair of Air Jordans. If you saw Michael Jordan on the street and tried to say hello, you'd be met by a bodyguard and knocked on your ass. But you go right into the store, Foot Locker, and you won't even think to ask for a discount. You don't ask for a discount for your gas, for fucking Texaco. Those are faceless animals. So when you find the small business owner in front of your face, now you're going to will them down. The day before Christmas, my dryer caught fire. The guy comes over for $100. He's fixing everything, getting our dryer back. And I give him the $100 and he's like, hey, usually people try to talk me down. I said, you're here the day after Christmas, save my house from burning down. I'm not going to haggle with you. Don't, Jimmy Diaz, I'm not saying you're a bad person. My in-laws would certainly respect your frugality.
That's faux pas.
Yeah. Yeah, this isn't,
Basically, what he's saying is, I don't think your training is worth what you're charging, and it is insulting, really.
You actually responded to it via email a few weeks ago. Unless you're a combat wounded soldier or get in on one of our sales, there are no discounts. And Jimmy Diaz responded politely. Cody Myers, James is a prepper. How much food does he keep stored? Not as much as Such.
I got a bunch.
Samuth Ree, what does he think about appendix carry?
I've got videos on that.
Daniel Terrazas, what threaded barrel do you recommend for a Glock 19?
Glock threaded barrel.
Stephen Dodson, in a social, political, and media sense, what is the gun culture lacking? What paradigm shifts?
The gun culture is not lacking anything.
Yeah.
These fucking people that are the gun community are the fucking problem. These bunch of politically correct bootlicking fucking assholes that every time I say something, they tell me to I need to change my wording or change the way I'm saying it, or I'm making them look bad. I do not apologize for saying how I feel, and I do not apologize for taking this fucking country back.
We're taking country back. James Shane Delmont, what toothpaste do you use?
Crest Pro Health, cinnamon.
I'm a Sensodyne guy myself. I have all my teeth are made of porcelain. Thank you, Dr. House. Lucas Rizzer says, we know he gets wet about the Glock 19, but what does he think about M&P line of shit? Oh, I know this guy lives in my town. He's actually cool. He's my bartender. Imagine that. Which are catching up to Glock in competitions and among Leos. I think he's talking about your M&P shield that you like so much.
I think he's talking about M&Ps in general. If they made a Glock 19 size gun, I'd be carrying one.
Joe Markham, would you choose concealed carry over open carry in a store as an employee when the employee is already a target for robbery?
I've got videos on open carry, but open carry is stupid. Unless it's the only legal way you can carry, you shouldn't do it.
And on open carry, there's a difference maybe between having a gun. Personally, I wouldn't do it, but those guys that go into Walmart with AR slung, you have a freedom of speech, but you don't go up in front of old ladies and call them cunts. Because it's poor manners. You're being rude. Joe Markham, would you choose... Oh, sorry, I just read that one. Michael Smith, that's Baloo, the bear from the... after watching the interview he did with Chris Costa, I would like to know if he had to change his panties afterwards. I didn't see that.
I guess he means that somehow that Chris Costa is like I'm a fan, like got my pussy wet or something like that.
That seems... Yeah. Nick Gonzalez, what do you recommend or how do you recommend to get your family into shooting or self-defense? I just dealt with this issue myself.
Don't.
They have to go. Period.
Don't take them.
Joe Thacker, what's your favorite AR? The one in my hands.
Yeah.
Matt Mahler, Tupac or Biggie?
Tupac.
Corey Essen, favorite fighting rifle?
Whatever I have.
Tim Grow, who has a very, very handsome family here. What motivated you to become a contractor in the Middle East?
I got offered a job, sounded interesting, I went.
Ben Manley, when are you going to post any more on the G2 Recon? What is that?
The 308 battle rifle from DPMS. The final video in the series should be up within a week.
Nick Marvingold wants to know when you first noticed that you were a celebrity in the shooting community.
When I was at Cracker Barrel like 10 years ago, and a guy came over to me because he recognized who I was. My kids were with me, and my kids were young at the time. We were actually going to Knob Creek, and he came over. Oh, I just wanted to meet you, Mr. Yeager. Da, da, da. My kids said, "You're famous." I'm like, "No," I said, "No, I'm not famous." They said, "Well, what do you mean?" I said, "Well, if I was famous, I wouldn't have to pay for this meal."
Matt Rakakowski, why doesn't he do more of his early stuff like test gear and camping trips? Watching him plan a get-home bag actually changed my stick-together bag. Maybe discuss what people like myself, with a large family, can do that helps get the whole family involved.
Everybody wants what everybody wants, and I am one man doing the best I can.
Yeah, do a video. Lee Gullett wants to know what you look for in employees.
I put a list up on my page. Look, every time I look for a new instructor, I post it up. It's very detailed. You're welcome to go look at my Facebook page.
I'm actually not going to read this next one. Jesse Swan, James and I think you'll agree with me. When you really dislike someone, the last thing you want to do is say their name in front of thousands of people.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But fuck that guy.
Okay.
Jonathan Halick, if you could take one and only one person into a matched battle, what is a matched battle? Who would it be? Historical and contemporary. If you could have been in one historical battle, which one would you have chose? Who is your favorite fictional? What in the hell is wrong with this guy? Oh, that's the guy with the knife. Remember I was just telling you there's a guy on my page with a, oh man, this is making sense. Ben, I wouldn't mind your answers to these two. I'll actually give this a fair shot. If I could be one and only one, and I don't know what a match battle is, but one person, historical and contemporary. I don't even know what that means. Which one would you? Who's your favorite fictional character?
Well, I don't know all that, but if I could be dropped into any battle anywhere, it would be it'd be tough for me to get dropped in on that mountain with Marcus Luttrell or the Alamo.
Huh. That's fair. Yeah, if we ever meet Jonathan, I'll be happy to show you how to fight with the knife to my limited capacity, and you can explain to me what you're talking about. Billy T. Thomas wants to know, do you drink Crown Royal or Jack Daniels? He doesn't drink.
If I did drink, I surely wouldn't drink fucking Crown Royal.
Here we are. Sorry. Steve Huckins. Other than Tennessee, what is your favorite state?
Texas.
Yeah.
Easy.
Texas.
East Texas.
Texas, it has the best people in America, and I don't think it's that pretty. I just think people are so nice that you think it's pretty. There's no ocean. I like Southern California, but it's
there's ocean. There's ocean in Texas.
No, not by my definition. It's a wash basin for the Gulf. There was one other question here.
Sorry, Texas. I love you.
No, I love Texans. I love Texans.
I love Texas.
Scott Jones wants to know, that's my cousin, funniest and or scariest moment shared overseas with Ben. Probably when my cousin showed up with the MP5.
Yeah, that was pretty good. Ben recounted a story, and I'm going to let him save that for another YouTube event. But we were in a motorcade, and there was a guy was leading us into a bomb, and because of Ben's hatred of savages, distrust of savages, and street smarts gained from hard experience over in Iraq, he avoided us getting our motorcade blown up. So I'll let him tell that whole story on his own one day, but that's that.
Well, that's all the questions. Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to watch every video. Watch the full length of it, please, and share it on your paper or on your page.
You're supposed to ask me, like, hey, James, tell them where they can find out more about you.
You don't want those people that needed to come to
But
you.
you're supposed to say it, then I get to say my thing.
James, where can people find you?
I'm not giving out websites because if you're too stupid to find me, I don't want your money. It's like an IQ test you have to pass to come and be a student.
That's fair. That's fair.
Thanks, guys.
I know you didn't